Awesome, awesome. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. You guys have to view yourself at YouTube. Yeah, YouTube. First Lady 127. We got the community organization going. Here's our celebrity from last week.
No more celebrities.
Did you see yourself? Yeah, I sent it to you. Visiting from Parkview this morning, so I have the camera. How do you feel?
Wonderful.
Great. Uh-oh, I'm catching you with that smile on your face. Oh, boy, was it wonderful? It just started. What would you like to say this morning?
I would say that actually coffee and dessert, it's a great combination. Little, but nonetheless great.
Thank you. And we'd like to thank you for that message that you gave us.
Thank you guys
Beautiful.
for your patience and your blessings.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I gotta catch you because I know this is your favorite time, eating the sweets. I gotta get you. You gotta say something. Speak for the fellowship committee.
No, I'm right.
Okay.
I'm talking to this sister here about where she is.
Oh, we put it on you. He put it on you. There you go. Say something about the beautiful sweets we eat.
Oh, this was delicious. So I thank Punker's son for getting married so we could have some cake.
I'm telling you, wasn't that wonderful? I thought it was just cookies too. Boy,
It was delicious.
I know, handmade goodies. So we have to put it back to you because you know you're the fellowship committee. You're the reason we do this.
Well, you have
What would you like to say?
yourself because you're on the fellowship committee too.
Well, I'm going to turn the camera on to both of us. How about that? We are in it together. Thank you so much. That's nice.
This morning by Linda Alley, this day is actually All Saints Day on some calendars. So she sent me a prayer from Daily Reflections by Steve Garnes-Cohen, the United Methodist pastor in Massachusetts. So as we begin, I would just like to read this prayer in awareness of the great cloud of witnesses that surround us and those who are gone before us in this day. Pray with me. Dearly beloved, grace and peace to you. For the saints of all ages who have baked the bread of faith and allured us with the aroma, we sing praise. For the saints in our own lives who, finding their way through the dark, became our light, we give thanks. For the unseen saints in this world who hold it up with their prayers, whose hope and labor save us, without ever knowing, we cry glory. For the suffering saints, who are our only hope in this world, who languish in prisons and slums, reservations and townships, who labor in fear, who are trafficked and tortured, who die of hunger, even as we pray. We ask blessing. May we all be holy in wonder and in gratitude and in steadfast loving kindness toward all that lives. Deep blessings. Deep blessings. Amen.
Stand and sing together in number 1. Number 1. Praise the one who is
to have Ted Swartz with us as our resource person. Ted is a 1989 graduate of this seminary, a theologian of a different sort. And I like to remind folks those are his words, not mine, but I might agree with them. Both theater and seminary trained, Ted has found a unique and entertaining discovery. At the intersection of humor and biblical story is often a greater understanding of the text, or, as he reminds us, at the very least, a different understanding of the text. Call it comedic exegesis. Blending poignancy and humor with biblical story, Ted has an uncanny ability to bring archaic biblical characters to life in a way that helps an audience identify with people who were at one time only names in a big book. It's through this portrayal of these lifelike characters that comedy emerges, and audiences see God's story in a new light. Ted recently published his memoir, Laughter is Sacred Space, and there are copies right here available for purchase afterward. Laughter is Sacred Space, the not-so-typical journey of a Mennonite actor. And he lives right here in Harrisonburg, and so we're pleased that, I don't know, did you walk or drive today or ride your bike? Anyways, he lives just down the street. He's part of the broader community, not only this week, but on a continuing basis. And we're so pleased that you're with us to bring the message. Thank you, Ted.
Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for the chance to be here. It is always wonderful to come back up to the seminary. And I drove because I had stuff to carry. Stumbling, bumbling, walk of faith. I don't think there's any other time. My profession, I fly a lot, and like many who do, I am protective of my space on airplanes. So I don't usually enter into conversations. However, on occasion I do. And eventually, and inevitably, the question of why you are on a plane bound for Colorado, Arizona, Illinois, or the West Coast will come up. Are you going home, or are you leaving home? Are you on business or pleasure? And if you say business, you get the question, so what do you do? Now, of course, you have a choice. How much information do they get? I sometimes say that I'm in sales. Or I sometimes say I own a small business. But occasionally I'll admit to being an actor. And then you have opened the door to the question of, have I seen you in anything? One of my all-time favorite questions. Or, what have you done? What have I done? Well, that is an interesting and most excellent question. What have I done? Well, I have grown up in a traditional Mennonite household. I was married at 19 to my high school sweetheart, which is the only time I have been touched by suicide. I found that humor doesn't just point to a greater truth or understanding, but is the truth or understanding. And what do you do? I never did do that. What they're asking, of course, is, have you done something as important as a television show or a cell phone commercial? So I'm an actor, but I'm also a Christian. And occasionally that question will come up, and now you have a choice. How much information do they get? So, yes, I'm a Christian. Occasionally I can be comfortable with that. I'm a follower of Jesus, and that's really okay with people because Jesus is okay with a lot of people. Or I could say I'm a follower of God in the way of Jesus, which is probably more honest but threatening to some, because it implies that there are other ways to be a follower of God. And I don't believe in creating a formula that draws a circle around me, excluding some and staying safe. And creeds feel inadequate because actions and behaviors say more about who we are than what we believe. At least that's what I believe. And I have a lot of trouble with that damn comma right after Jesus was born of a virgin and right before suffering under Pontius Pilate. See, that cuts a hole right through any viable expression of faith. There are many days when my faith is as elusive as the creative spark in a throes of writer's block version of theatrical constipation. So, I'm a Christian. How about you? So I'm an actor and a writer in theater who's also a Christian, and those are neat and inadequate distinctions. A number of years ago, I began writing theater that was based, as Brian said, on a biblical story. Gospel stories was first. I wrote 2 pieces with a co-writer. Then we both were trying to mine what we'll call this morning our theological searchings for what was in those stories. Not just what was funny, but once we got there, what did that funny mean? And what it means to be a follower of Jesus, and also a person of confusion and fear. I'm going to do 2 scenes this morning. One is taken from the wedding at Cana, probably very familiar pastime, but they're all familiar to you guys, really. And the second one is a monologue from Judas, which I haven't done in a very long time up to this week. Andrew! No, it's right over here. No. We have to meet party. Hi there, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Yes, indeed, right. Excellent wedding. Yes, it was. I'm sorry? Oh, yes! The mother of the bride. Of course you are. Yeah, they usually have that look about them. Right. Well, it was a wedding. Yeah, they went ahead and did it, didn't they? No, we're not with the parents of the bride or the groom. We didn't receive invitations as such. We were called. That's right, man. We're with Jesus. Yes, it's this new group we're in. It's kind of a gathering it's kind of a club. it's not a club, I'm dying to help me out. It's we're with Jesus. Yeah. I'm sorry. Oh, well, there's Andrew and I, and Peter, Andrew, and James and John, you might know 70s boys. 11. It's 11 of us. What? Really? A tax collector. I guess there's 12 of us, man, including the, right. What are we going to be doing? What are we going to be doing? We're with Jesus. Yeah, he's actually here at the wedding. He's over there with the, right? Yeah, over there with his mother in the big water jars. Yeah, if you haven't met him, you really should get over there. He's really got, sorry. Nice to see you. Excellent tie. Interesting color choice. Right. What? No. She's been at him for a while. A little strange. You seem nice. Here's the couple of the hour. Congratulations, buddy. May I kiss the bride? How do you do, man? It's Peter's my brother Andrew. Those 11 olive branches around the altar were a nice touch. They were, 12. Apparently there were 12. You knew that. Okay. You liked our gift. Well, we realized it's somewhat unusual to wrap up a fish. but we have a lot of fish. We're fishermen is what we are. It harkens. It's Jesus here. Yeah, he's at your wedding. Yeah, we were out fishing. We were in a knot spot and a knot spot where the fish are not. It is a knot spot. Anyway, we were out there and we figured it's time to go home. Nothing to catch here. We get back to shore and he's standing there and he says to us, "I think you should go back out there and cast again." And we said, "Hey, who are the fishermen here?" Right? Good. Yeah, you said the same thing. So anyway, he kind of convinced it's Jesus. He kind of convinced us we should go back out there. Nothing happened. Just like before, boom! There was fish. Fish everywhere. They practically leaned into the boat. I was swimming over trying to haul them in. I don't swim. That was in trouble. So it was just amazing that the fish just were with Jesus. Hope you enjoy your fish. Harkens back to an old saying of mothers. There's always room for mackerel. Mom was a bit off her nut. We gotta go. I try to be good. And I think I am. Messiah is supposed to be, is it? It's what a king is supposed to be. See, he touches people. Touches them. Sick, lepers, women, he touches people. One day he's going to touch the wrong person and his hands are just going to flake off in a shower of weights. Or some big demon is going to fly up his nose. I had a dream. And in the dream, I'm in a boat and he's on the shore. He's walking on the water again. And he calls to me. Come out. Like he did with Peter. And then I look and there's two of you there. We both step out of the boat and he holds his hand out. We both take his hand. And one of them just slips away, starts to sink. He doesn't do anything, he just lets me go. Who is he? Jesus. So two stories about an interaction with Jesus. What makes an actor an actor? See, an actor is someone who just has to say something that's inside of him. We don't have to be the center of attention. Some of us do, but not all of us do. See, an actor is someone who's on a search for something greater than ourselves, a search for feeling, a search for meaning, to express a longing for a life that is bigger, greater, more mysterious than ours. Yes, more mysterious. I think that all artists eventually become mysterious. An actor is one who simultaneously puts on a character and peels something off to expose themselves, their nakedness, metaphorical nakedness. There are some things that I won't do on stage. So what makes a good actor a good actor? First of all, it's the ability to be present in the moment. Some say that's the biggest trick of all. To seem as if you are always there in the moment. That right now is the most important time in the world. You can't play the end of the scene in the middle or the beginning. You have to be present. Two, listen. Listen to each other on stage. It seems pretty obvious, but when you see a scene that isn't working on stage, you're probably seeing people who don't know how to listen to each other. And we can tell as actors when the other person isn't listening to us because there's a glaze that goes over the eyes, and you know they're thinking about their next line instead of listening to your line. Oh, that never happens in real life, doesn't it? The third is empathy. It's the ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes, clothes, or pain, especially the pain of another person. Without empathy, an actor can't find the heart and soul of a character. It simply means caring about other people. See, their struggles become our own struggles. Their vulnerabilities become our vulnerabilities. To be able to empathize with another requires that we acknowledge our own first. We're all imperfect. We're all fragile. We're all vulnerable. That life is precious and worthy of being treated with respect every day. Then we can reach out and say, we're in this together. It's where you celebrate other people's existence. Courage is the fourth. I don't usually describe what I do as courageous. In fact, I don't like that at all. However, we do battle fear on a constant basis. If courage is what it used to describe that action, then well, so be it. The courage to start, the courage to take a chance, especially the courage to look foolish. Fear is the debilitating and profound enemy of creativity and authentic faith. What are you afraid of? And the last is humility. Heels know the feeling just as well. Athletes call it being in the zone. If you've ever played basketball, you know what we're talking about. Or baseball, or any sport. Jazz musicians call it being in the pocket. And religious people call it grace. All of this should sound very, very familiar. if you're on any kind of faith journey. It's how I understand this meandering, doubt-filled, yes, pothole-filled journey toward faith, hope, and love. And they're models for faith because it isn't very shocking to understand it, because acting is the art of being fully human. The way I understand faith is that we are journeying toward God in part by embracing God's ongoing creation by being as fully human as possible. It's as if that's our biggest and best job. If we believe in the goodness of creation, not the perfection of creation, because God did not say that it was perfect, He said that it was good, and that allows it to be better. So, theologically, being present in the moment. Lawrence Worcester once called this the theology of the present. The kingdom has come. We are not playing the end of the scene until it's the end of the scene. And the message of Jesus is the kingdom has already come. And it hasn't gone away. 2 is listening. 3, the empathy. You care enough to hear it. Their pain, their hurt. Empathy is at the heart of doing good to those who do you wrong. You can't care about the other until you empathize. It's at the heart of every difficult teachings of Jesus. Courage, the courage to get up and actually do something. When pain happens, when disappointment is alive, when tragedy strikes you, sometimes just moving takes incredible courage. And humility. Humility because we are grateful for beauty, for mystery, and the opportunity to play and splash in this eternal creative stream. And if our lives are seen as an open field, as a metaphor, you don't scatter seed on ground that's unblemished. It needs to be plowed. It needs to be scarred. It needs to be broken open. For seed to be planted, for anything to grow. See, that's what we say after the fact, that your life needs to be scarred and opened for something to be planted. Nobody wants you to have it. A little over 5 years ago, the Eshelman, my business, acting, writing, creative partner, and best friend, killed himself. It's taken me a while to use those words. There are kinder words. The pieces that I performed earlier, we had written together, and the Judas monologue was his. So when Lee took his own life in 2007, it ripped a hole not just in me personally, but professionally. It's been said that mourning is an action. It's intentional. You go into mourning. It can and should be a conscious decision to mourn. Grief is very different. Grief just happens. And I made the brilliant decision to neither choose to mourn and to fight grief. The problem is you're doing battle with an opponent you can't see, you can't find, you don't know what form it will take. Grief is like the ultimate shape shifter. You never know how and where it shows up. So, you try and convince yourself that it doesn't matter, that you really didn't care that much. You convince yourself you didn't really love someone that much. You try to protect yourself. You lather on a cheap protective coat of low-grade drywall to hide the rotting timbers underneath. It's a bit like throwing a rancid piece of meat behind the couch and hoping no one notices. There's lots and lots of metaphors. I used anger in part because anger is easy. I was angry at myself that I cared that much, that it mattered so much. I hated being vulnerable. I didn't want to do therapy, I didn't journal, I didn't read books recommended to me, I didn't listen to anyone. When I finally went to therapy the first time, I told her, you need to know I'm a pretty good actor. And I'm not sure what I'm telling you right now is the truth, or I'm acting, or if there's any real difference at all. Actually, right now, you feel like a bit of an audience. An audience of one. That's how our acting works. It just takes one. I was performing for my therapist. In this scene, I'll be taking on the role of the grieving, pissed-off suicide survivor. See the pathos, the anguish, and sprinkled with a liberal dose of self-deprecating humor. Might be a long-run production. No. One of the responses to Lee's death that angered me was the assumption that my career was over. Without Lee, why or how would I ever go on? What do you mean? What am I going to do now? Well, I mean, without Lee, you know, your muse. I mean, you were the straight man who was wacky characters. Straight man. Straight man. Have you watched anything we've done in the last 10 years? Well, I just assumed that you would do something else. Like what? I mean, go back to school, perhaps, or teach. Take a pastorate. Yeah, that would have been smart. Take an angry, wounded man and put him in charge of a congregation. That's never happened before. You're damn right I'm angry. 15 years of material flushed down the toilet. I figure maybe I have 6 months of sympathy bookings and then I need to recreate myself. See, I'm an actor and I'm a writer. I'm not just a first name and a dead brain. There are moments that I didn't recognize the person I've become. Several times that fall, I use the phrase, you might have to excuse me, I'm not sure if it's the Greek today or I'm just a regular asshole. I felt smaller as if I wasn't taking up the same space as before. It was easier to hide and not create a shadow or alter the space around me. It's not a very useful tool for an actor. I was desperate to create a new identity. So what I did was practice. I wrote 8 shows in 2 years, 10 shows in 3 years, shows that reflected loss, pain, anger, resolve, and unbelievably to me, hope. What I was doing was I was stumbling and bumbling, going back to art, going back to theater to express what I couldn't say in any other way. Being present, listening, empathy, vulnerability, humility. These are the results that get you good acting. But besides good acting, the results oftentimes in community. See, acting really can't be practiced alone. Faith can't be practiced alone. The disciples, Peter and Andrew, the 2 characters that Lee and I play more than any other character, experienced betrayal, experienced loss, experienced grief. Someone just told me recently they felt like when Jesus said to them, yes, I will be killed. It sounded a bit like suicide. As we wrote in the play, Peter's line was, what kind of idiot knows he's going to get arrested and probably killed and just lets it happen? So in their despair, together, they decided to do the one thing they knew how to do. They're fishing. They got up and they went fishing. And this is that last scene. I don't know anything about, all right? What happened to him, what happened to us, I don't know anything about, but this, I know how to do it. Would you help me? All right. All right. Ready? Doesn't that feel good? All right. Come on. Really try and get this one out there, all right? It was about this time that Lee's line was, are you telling me I'm not doing my part? And I would say, no, all I said was, let's just really try and get it out there. That's all I said. And he would say, oh, that's all you said. It seems very obvious to me that we really have to get it out there. That's all you said. That's all I heard. I think we really need to get it out there because that's what the fish are. They're out there. There's an out there-ness about fish. They have gills and fins and they're out there. And then I got to say, just pick up the net and throw it! There's no rhythm to this test, all right? Fishing is about the rhythm of it all. Life is about rhythm, all right? We need to get our rhythm back. I know what I'm talking about. And he would say, I know. I just like to hear you talk. See that? Oh, let's go. Whose bonehead idea was it to be out here fishing? Right. Mine. Anyway. Who's that little short? Right, the one who's hollering at us. Bring a snack. What? Cat. Second word. We stuck at us. Wait, cast your, what do you cast? Next, cast your net on the other side. Because it makes a lot more sense than cashew nuts. He's not projecting at all. Diaphragm support at all. Thank you! Great advice! Here. How do we just do what he said? What? I don't think he's going to shut up until we do. Okay? Okay! Good rhythm. Good rhythm. Great. Oh, you think we done something? What exactly was your first clue, genius? Are you pulling the net? Look at all the fish! Never seen any fish in all my life. It's a good thing we decided to catch them here. Not to happen over here. We still got it. It's a good thing that we decided to. What do I do? He's cooking something. What's he making? Fish. And bread. And do you think there will be enough? I think there will be enough. Sometimes the answer is yes. Sometimes the answer is no. And sometimes the answers were not true. But together, we get up. We move. Get up together. We're fishing.
conversations with Ted, and one is starting at noon in the East Dining Room. We welcome anyone gathered here and anyone else to come and join us, and Campus Ministries will pay for the meal if you're a student. Come see me for a meal ticket. And then tonight at 8 o'clock in Common Grounds Coffee House. Go and follow Jesus with one another. Amen.